Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the Arsenal Gallery in Central Park, where the 34th annual Wreath Interpretations exhibit is opening this evening. We're going to get a sneak peek today at the exhibit, which features more than 40 wreaths by a variety of fine artists, designers, and other creative individuals who've used an array of materials that demonstrate an inventive perspective on the timeless festive holiday symbol, the wreath. Here to show us around the exhibit is Elizabeth Masilla, the curator. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello. Welcome to the Arsenal Gallery here in Central Park in New York. We program about 6 shows a year here in the New York City Parks headquarters. This year is our 34th annual Wreath Interpretation Show. Most of the year we're doing photography, drawing, traditional artworks, but we get really excited for this show to see people do something a little bit different with the traditional holiday symbol, which is the wreath. So, as you saw in the preview, there's a lot of different materials used here. People just get really creative, and I'm happy to take you around and show you a few of the wreaths that we have here this year.
Fantastic. Let's take a look.
So we'll start over here. This one here is by an artist named Aaron Walter. It's called A Creature Was Stirring After All, and as you can see, there's a little taxidermy mouse in there, and this is his little house with all the accoutrements that a mouse would want.
There are so many details, and this, of course, is based on that story.
Yes.
How does it go? A creature was stirring all through the night, all through the house. A creature was stirring. Any of the viewers know the story? You can help us out here. Okay, so who made these wreaths?
So that's a variety of artists. We have quite a few parkies, which is what we call people who work for parks who have created wreaths. It goes out our open call goes out to a wide number of people. So we also have a lot of just hobby artists as well. So I can we'll work our way down here and you'll meet one of the artists. Just to point out, we have a wreath here that was made by an artist who actually has a public artwork down in Staten Island at the moment, and she works with mosaic and casting from trees. So you'll see here, this is actually a clay relief of a sequoia pine tree, and these are pine cone petals from that tree as well.
Wow, mixed in with some sort of glass mosaic type material. That took a lot of planning, I would imagine, and a multi-stage process for creating that.
And the one next to it here is made from recycled catalogs. I think it might actually be a Restoration Hardware catalog the artist mentioned. And she uses a combination of thread and glue to affix it to a half circle mold, and it's actually much more sturdy than you would think. But it's very intricate, and you can kind of see the different colors coming through in the way that she's rolled it and folded it and woven all of the different pages together.
G-Clef and Pre-K are impressed by Janie Crimmins' work. I can't think of a better use for junk mail, quite frankly.
And I actually learned that a lot of magazines are printed with metallic metals, which actually aren't recyclable, which is why Janie uses those for her artwork.
Wow.
And over here we have one of our artists. Christina Massey.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Can you tell us about your wreath?
Sure. This is my piece. I titled it All Green Everything, which is a little bit of giveaway for the beer nerds out there. It's actually made out of recycled beer cans.
Oh, wow. You have to look carefully, and then you can see that there's paint on top of the labels.
Yeah, so it's a mix of acrylic and enamel paints, and I think of the labels as kind of almost a treasure hunt in a way. You find the little logos and barcodes here to kind of give you a hint of what it's made of, because otherwise you wouldn't know. It's this very organic shape made from very processed material.
It has such a strong shape and such a strong structure. I guess that's what happens when you get to work with metals.
Yeah, that's what's cool about the aluminum. It's surprisingly easy to cut, which is thankful on my hands, and it's easy to shape and make the form that you want.
And have you ever participated in the Wreath show before?
I have not. This is my first time here, and the artist who was just next to me is the one who brought me here.
What is it? How did you find the experience, and why did you want to participate?
I thought the idea was really interesting. I love personally repurposed materials, and so many of the artists here have found really fantastic ways to use materials to make a really identical object that people can relate to.
Thank you so much, Christina Massey, for sharing your wreath with us today, and with all the viewers who can come to the Arsenal Gallery over the next few weeks and see it amongst the other wreaths on display at the 34th annual Wreath Interpretations exhibit here at the Arsenal Gallery in Central Park. I'm just filling in. We've got a lot of new viewers tuning in. Thanks for watching. Feel free to share as we make our way around the gallery, get an up-close look at some of the other wreaths, and meet another artist. Who do we have here?
This is Leonora Wreaths. She also works at Parks, and she is here to talk about her wreath as well.
All right, let's take a good look at this wreath, which looks delicious. I might add.
Thank you so much.
I can tell. I'm hoping it's coming across clearly enough for our viewers to be able to see what it's made out of. But can you just tell us for sure?
Sure. My wreath is called Pepper Wreath Swirl, and it's made out of peppermint candies. It's over 300 candies, and I've used crazy glue to adhere them. It's a few layers, and I've made a matching piece too.
You're well dressed for the opening tonight.
Thank you so much.
So is this still edible? Are the how many calories? Saul Danger wants to know.
I think you probably burn all the calories by licking it.
Is it edible, or is the glue toxic?
I would say I would avoid eating it. I leave it as a display.
How do you make it? What's the process? First of all, where did you get the idea, and then what?
Sure. So the little mint candies, although they're available all year long, they remind me of candy canes, which is festive for the holidays. So I think their round design would be perfect in order to arrange them and make a wreath.
And have you ever participated in the wreath show before?
I have. I've been working for the New York City Parks Department for 12 years, and I've been part of the exhibit for 12 years.
Oh, wow. What are some of the other materials you've used to make wreaths with?
I have used Smarties candies, but my favorite ones I made it one year. I collected almonds from my grandmother's farm in Greece, and I made a wreath out of almonds. And I've also done it out of clothespins. I've made a landscaping one because I work in the architecture department. I work with landscape architects. So I've made a variety of different wreaths.
Landscape architects are some of the craftiest people on this planet, I think, and they also, in addition to making lovely wreaths, make beautiful parks.
Thank you. I love the Parks Department.
Thank you for sharing your wreath with us. I just want to get a close-up of your brooch that matches with your peppermint wreath. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's take a look at the other wreaths on display here. This one is quite spectacular. There's definitely a story being told within it.
So this wreath was made by the New York City Parks Green Thumb program. Green Thumb works with our community gardens throughout the city. So in their wreath, they've used items that you might find in community gardens, such as gloves, chicken wire, sticks, but there's also some found materials such as dominoes, some ornate tiles here, and they've thoughtfully included a Parks logo on the side. And Green Thumb will be doing 2 wreath making workshops in conjunction with the show. The first one being this Thursday here at the Arsenal from 6 to 7:30, and they'll also have one next Thursday from 6 to 7:30 at the New York Botanical Garden. It's really fun. They use natural materials, and it's a fun way to make a wreath for your home. So for more information, you can go to our website to RSVP for those events.
Okay, so these are free events, but you have to RSVP at nyc.gov/parks.
Yes, or you can actually go to greenthumbnyc.org and get information there as well.
Cool. There are wreaths that are made out of natural materials?
Yes, so this is one of them, and this is by our wetlands team, and it's made out of natural materials that would be found in a wetland, such as reeds, sea lavender, cranberries, and they've used a coconut fiber material to make the base for it.
So an all organic and almost all local wreath.
Yes.
This one is a little bit more exotic.
Yes. This was made by Deb Zingali. She's a Parkie as well, and this wreath deals with some recent health issues that she's dealt with, but she's created this very beautiful and poignant wreath out of that.
Wow. And then we switch gears here, and we've got sort of a disco themed, feathered, tricked out wreath.
Yeah, this one is made by another Parkie named Lori Knowles, and it's called Disco Feathers, aptly named for the materials used here, and she's added a little bit of a light element to it. The disco ball does not turn, but you can use your imagination on that one.
We've got LEDs and mirrors and feathers, and
yeah.
What a fun wreath. This one is rather large, actually.
Yeah, so this is by an artist named Sarah Langsam, and she actually had these originally as part of an exhibition on Governor's Island.
Oh, wow.
And these covered a whole staircase, so she's taken the components and broken them down and made them into a wreath formation here. So it actually is all these interlocking different little pieces.
And are these wreaths for sale?
Some of them are, yes. Information can be requested through me, but there are a lot of them that are not for sale, but I would say the majority are for sale.
What is it? Someone is asking. You know, I think all these wreaths are up to interpretation. This one, I think, like the wreath, just kind of symbolizes a renewal as it continues in these endless loops.
Yeah. So this one here is from our team at the Al Order Recreation Center, and they went with some traditional Christmas imagery. So you see kind of the belt and the boots and the hat that would identify with Santa.
And this one is just so well done. This, I guess, baby bottle cleaner theme.
Baby bottle brushes. Uniqua Simmons, she's an art teacher in the Bronx, and she used these baby bottle brushes kind of as the starting point, and then branched everything out into this, adding flowers in the middle and the garland around the sides, taking an everyday object and just really transforming it.
We're getting a lot of hearts for that one.
So over here we actually have two wreaths that are interactive. This one here by Oliver Corwin has some 3D glasses. So when you look at it, the shapes kind of pop out at you. This is called Santa's Toy Factory. So when you can kind of see the shapes here, but when you look at it with the glasses, you can kind of see like the mechanical shapes.
Oh, I wish we could show you. Let's try. Oh, you kind of, can we? A little, not really. The artist is named Oliver Corwin.
Yes.
Pokemon. Someone saw a Pokemon.
Oh, yes. This is by Araceli Caraballo and Ariel Maldonado, and they took Pikachu and the Pokemon as their inspiration here. And there's actually some vintage Pokemon magazines made their way into this.
Oh, wow.
From, I think, the first time around with Pokemon before it had its recent revival.
So it's like people spend time looking for Pokemon, and now it's like, can you find the circle in the Pokemon that can make it a wreath in the...
Yeah. And they added these parts of Pikachu to make him kind of pop out of the canvas.
How clever.
Yeah.
How clever.
This is one of two wreaths that we have using lenticular technology, and that's, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like a sheet of plastic that has some waviness to it, which makes whatever you're looking at look like it's 3D or it's moving.
If you change angles, there's a reflection on the glass, so I'm trying to show up. I think you can get the idea, viewers, of
It's kind
what's
of like
going
an
on here.
optical illusion.
Point is, it's a really inventive way to make a wreath, as all of the wreaths in the gallery demonstrate. Anyway. So you put out an open call a couple months ago, and then what's the process like?
So artists basically just need to send us a rendering. They don't need to send us a full completed wreath, but just give us a sense of what the wreath is going to look like, what it's about how big it is. We get those applications. We don't ask for a whole lot, just a sense of what it is, what it's made out of, what it's about.
And they are all one of a kind,
Yeah.
as
Yes.
our viewers are pointing out here. This one looks great from afar, and when you get up close, you can see what it's made of. Spectacles.
Yes.
And this one is by Robert Mitchell, and it's called "Do You See What I See?" It's 55 different reading glasses.
And you'll notice the lenses are green and red.
There we go. Keeping with the holiday spirit. Nydia, it is a great way to express yourselves, like within the confines of the call, but you can still be so creative.
Yeah. So these are some of the smaller wreaths we have. This year they were all quite large. A number of these wreaths were made by students at the new school here in New York.
So there's just so many different kinds of people from different worlds that go, that come and participate every year.
And this is our food and drink wall. This wreath here is by George Choma. It's called Wacky Wine Wreath, and he took photos of bottles of wine and kind of warped them on the computer to make them wavy and a little trippy.
Oh wow, so he digitally processed photos
Yeah.
and then turned them sort of into a 3D collage.
Yes, and the one above it is using cheese rinds.
Baby Bell.
And it's called the Baby Cheeses.
Do you get it? Do you get it? The Baby Cheeses holiday wreath. The colors here are also obviously very appropriate, or apt, I should say. Oh, we're getting wine emojis from Kyle today. Also very appropriate.
Well, if you don't like wine, this one has beer.
Oh, this
Beer
is
caps.
the answer to Christine's wreath over there made of beer cans. We've got beer bottle caps comprising this one. The Legend of Cheese. Someone else is coming.
And this wreath is about holiday meals. So you'll see the different stages of the holiday meal, starting with the appetizers, empty plate, moving into the main course, and it comes around to dessert, and then finally an empty table. And this is by 4 artists: Sherry Atwood, Sarah Fraser, Venus Mello, and Vanessa Valdez.
Chronicling a good day,
Yes.
I would say. Getting hungry. All right. Should we end with, I like
Sure.
this one here at the end, I think.
This one here is made out of plastic tumblers with magnifying glass, and there's also a mirror inside each one. So the magnifying glass kind of distorts the mirror image on the inside, but it's a really fun piece.
By Edward Gromley.
Yes.
Great. So can you tell everyone how they can get here and when they're welcome to come for free to the Arsenal Gallery?
Sure. So the Arsenal Gallery is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, except for holidays. It's open to the public. Tonight, if you're in New York, we have an opening from 6 to 8 here. Our gallery is located at 64th Street on 5th Avenue, just inside Central Park.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for this sneak preview of the exhibition that will be on view for the next couple weeks here in Central Park.
My pleasure.
And thanks to the artists for participating and sharing your work with us and telling us about your inspiration today.
Thank you.
I'm Adrienne Sass for NYC Parks. So glad that you could join us today in the Arsenal Gallery in Central Park for the sneak peek at Wreath Interpretations, the 34th annual Wreath show here at the Arsenal Gallery. Thanks for tuning in today. If it was your first time, be sure to follow us. Tomorrow, I will be live from Bryant Park at around 4 p.m. to show you the Winter Village there. And in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the opening here at the Arsenal Gallery. I'll see you in the park.